All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 4 bouts left for professional fights. Ladies and gentlemen, these are going to be fight of the night candidates, so here we go. First up, please welcome to the cage, Jordan Seufzer.
Still fighting, Ray. Bottom 6, White Sox. 7 now.
All right, we are done with the appetizer that was our amateur bout, and we are ready to get to our pro fights. 4 of them here on the docket from Monona Terrace as Jordan Seufzer is heading up to the cage right now as our first look at the Carbon World Health tail of the tape for our pro fights tonight, as Seufzer coming in with a pro record of 2 up and 3 down, and yes, he does use mustache oil as a little bit of a handlebar mustache, and then cornrows. He's got everything going on with his hair, does Seufzer. Getting checked out there by Matt Reynolds. He is heading up to the cage right after that as the gloves look good. He's ready to go. Now let's take a look at Alex Easy Polizzi.
Next up, his opponent, Alex Polizzi.
You guys are all the way down over there.
Over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Take the chair with her. We're down over there.
Yeah, you can leave it right here to take it up and go there.
And here comes Polizzi, one of my favorite fighters. I love watching this guy fight. Tenacious in the weight room, constantly training. Every time I am at the Chosen Few gym, there is Alex Polizzi training, lifting, always there, and getting ready for his next fight. After a bit of a layoff because of an injury, Polizzi got back into the cage and got his first pro win back in July in Milwaukee. We'll see if he can go a perfect 2 for 2 as he is getting the finishing touches from Damian Decora and getting set to make his pro debut inside of the Chosen Few cage. Here he goes, Alex Easy Polizzi heading up to the cage as we get the introductions from Chris Garrity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for our first professional bout of the evening, brought to you by Carbon World Health and scheduled for 3 rounds in our light heavyweight division. First up, this man fighting out of the Coliseum Bar, red corner. He stands in at 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 203 pounds. He hails from Lowell, Wisconsin, and in 5 professional bouts has 2 victories. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the cage, Jordan Buck Seufzer. His opponent, this man fighting out of the Harley-Davidson of Madison, blue corner. He hails from Beloit, Wisconsin, and is undefeated as a pro, 1 bout, 1 victory. He represents the Chosen Few gym. Standing in at 6 feet tall, he weighed in at 202 ready pounds. Welcome back to the cage, Alex Easy Polizzi.
The crowd loves Polizzi, and why not? I tell you what, here is that dichotomy of personality I was talking about earlier tonight, and the fact that you have a super nice guy outside of the cage and nothing but bad intentions inside of the cage for Alex Easy Polizzi. 1 half of the Paisan Powers. We'll see the other half, Dante Sciro, after this. Polizzi had a bit of a layoff as a good suplex there by Polizzi. Lands Buck on his shoulders. When I interviewed Polizzi before the fight, he was telling me his intention inside the cage is he wants his opponent to never want to fight him again.
Uh-oh, Rich, I see Hulk Hogan running out of the back. He's coming to the ring right now. You don't normally see suplexes like
no,
that.
you don't. And we got to actually call one. I actually like to see that. What we usually see from Alex Easy Polizzi is something he calls the easy squeezy. His finishing move that he likes is when he sits on his opponent's head, squeezes him with those monster thighs, and then breaks ribs as he holds up an arm and lands blows down.
It makes you uncomfortable physically and mentally.
It does indeed. The easy squeezy as Polizzi looking to get another takedown, and he does right here on Buck Seufzer.
Right here we see Polizzi just trying to get space, posturing up, landing some good strikes. Just got to watch his legs right there and really get the weight forward on his hips to make some space here. So far, Jordan not showing much of anything, and Polizzi being dominant throughout this fight so far.
And Polizzi comfortable enough to get in this position, and then take a look at Damian Decor as he is calling out some instruction from the corner right now, and we'll see what Polizzi decides to do, if he's going to listen to his corner here and follow their instructions to a victory.
You know, Gerald, Jordan Seufzer is a guy that used to fight a long time ago, and now he seems to be making at least a comeback into the cage. So one thing I don't understand is that he's listed at a 2-3 record. He has to have more fights than that, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure where that's coming from. I feel unless there were a lot of amateur fights, he's had more fights, and you know, really showing here that he's mostly a wrestler, but Polizzi the better wrestler and controlling on top. Nice knees and just settling back down, working for this Americana from half guard.
Yeah, trying to break off the wrist there of the aforementioned Seufzer, who's only fought 2 fights over the last 3 years. He has been pretty inactive lately. He has actually lost to Cunningham in that 2 out of 3 losses, and lost his last fight by rear naked choke back in July on that card in Milwaukee.
Those knees are pretty vicious, Rich. I haven't seen somebody throw knees to a grounded opponent like that with the confidence he was throwing at the shoulder, because you could so easily slip up and hit somebody in the head and get a fight DQ'd for that, because it is an intentional strike. So if it does hit the head, the referee can easily say, hey, this fight's over, but it was pretty precise, and you could tell it was extremely uncomfortable for Seufzer.
Polizzi with those tree trunk legs, feeling pretty comfortable right now against Seufzer. $140 left in the round, and now it's ground and pound time for Easy Polizzi, looking to make quick work of Buck Seufzer. And here comes some hammer throws right down to the side of the head of Seufzer, who's been in defensive mode this entire first round.
Yeah, Polizzi doing good, just staying heavy, riding those hips, picking his shots here and there. I'd like to see him, if he doesn't get the choke off, spreading him off right here. I'd like to see him flatten Seufzer out and work some elbows. We are under pro rules now, so you can post off that face and let the elbows come down and really inflict some bad damage.
We haven't mentioned it yet. Polizzi coming back from a hip injury that cost him almost a year outside of the cage, then decided to go pro, and wow, Seiser's got to cover up as he was taking shots to the ear. And now Polizzi once again on top, and that right hand coming down on the face of Seufzer.
Mounted triangle could be coming up here. He doesn't have the left leg underneath the way it should be, but it doesn't matter. He's doing enough damage here that this is just nasty for Seufzer.
Yeah, it is, as he has no answer right now for Easy Polizzi, just doing anything to stay alive in this fight.
We got about 20 seconds left, so Seufzer's just hanging on, waiting for the end of the round to come. You know, not much answer out of him for the work of Polizzi on top.
And this is pretty much the definition of 10-8 round. The fact that Seufzer's even surviving here is a complete surprise. Gerald, this is something when we come back after the break here. I'm curious as a cornerman, because I know you corner quite a few fighters. What would you tell a fighter like Seufzer who gets dominated in this way?
I tell him pretty much throw caution.
Yeah, we'll do that. Hear what GM3 has to say when we come back. Round 2, straight ahead. As we take a look at a dominating round 1 from Easy Polizzi, we'll get that answer now from the machine. Gerald Mearshart, okay, what do you tell Jordan Seufzer?
So it looks to me that Polizzi is the more comfortable fighter on the ground for sure, and seems to be more comfortable on the feet as well. If I'm in Seufzer's corner, I'm telling him to get on top if possible and just get in there and get in the face of Polizzi. He was able to get him against the cage for a brief moment with double underhooks. I would try to get back to that and secure top position and at least win the round.
Wow, the face of Jordan Seufzer looks tenderized as he has a big goose egg over that left eye as well, gets the mouthpiece in. He is in a lot of trouble to start this second round. That was 5 minutes of punishment from Easy Polizzi. Alex has been working on his striking, but he doesn't bother with much of that here in the start of the second round. Easy takedown there by Polizzi as he's inside guard.
You know, I had seen something from Polizzi. He looked like he kind of backed up, twisted his ankle a little bit, and then took a couple steps after it and kind of stumbled a little bit. I wonder if he's got any damage on that ankle. It doesn't matter anymore. He was able to complete the takedown. But if that's something Seufzer would have seen, maybe to circle more, do something, back up, make him use it as much as possible. But at this point, well, maybe Seufzer can stand up here.
Almost used that headlock to come to his feet, and he's trying to work against the cage. Polizzi's just on him, not giving him any space. He's looking for a mat return here again. Oh, Seufzer gets free, and now we might have a fight.
A trio of good left hands by Polizzi as Seufzer able to get up to his feet and now trying to mount an attack of his own through striking and gets a knee on Polizzi, but Polizzi once again with a takedown and then a left on Seufzer, also using the forearm as well as Polizzi back in control of this fight.
Just nasty elbows and forearms coming down. Seufzer has blood coming out of his face. I can't exactly see where, Rich. It looks somewhere up above the eye and the forehead area.
Two straight elbows have opened up. Huge cuts on the face of Jordan Buck Seufzer, and he is looking at the ref right now, and I don't know, man. It might be time to call it quits.
Oh, that's nasty, Rich. I can see the cut.
And that is it. Fight is over, and it should have been stopped maybe 10 seconds prior. There was no getting up from that. That was a nasty disposition from Alex Easy Polizzi. Once again coming away victorious, and once again another opponent who's not going to want to fight him again. Wow. Impressive display. The doc is in taking a look at Jordan Seufzer as Dr. Nestor Rodriguez has to look at him as we take a look at the elbows that finished it against Seufzer. Those were nasty. Wow, those right elbows finished the fight for Polizzi. 3 of them, and you see the blood squirting out onto the logo there.
Yeah, great job by Polizzi getting on top. You see him trying to isolate the arms for a submission that opens up these elbows, and he just makes all that space, dropping his body weight down and putting big gashes in the head of Jordan Seufzer.
Wow, the face of Seufzer looking like tenderized meat. Hopefully he is okay as Nestor Rodriguez checks him out. Why don't we step into the cage? Chris Garrity has the mic right now. Not sure if he's going to go for the official decision. Probably want to get Seufzer up first before we do that. Tell you what, better, why don't we step away? We'll come back for the official decision here at Monona Terrace on 57 Sports.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the end of this bout comes in round 2 at 1 minute 45 seconds. Your winner by verbal tap out and still undefeated, Alex Easy Polizzi. Alex, right here, bud. We're gonna face that camera right there. An extremely dominating fight you had there. You were all over him from the first moment of that bout, and then got him with a very nasty cut and some brutal ground and pound. How'd you feel coming back from injury? This is your first bout back.
You know, it was actually the second. But feeling pretty good. You know, it just feels right being in the cage. This is what I do. This is what I train for. I live for being in here. All you good folks.
Well, again, you were completely dominating in that fight. He never really had you in any trouble. It didn't look like you even had submission on the mind, but you eventually tapped out. So you don't get the TKO victory. You did get the verbal submission, which almost feels a little bit better, huh?
You know, I tell people a lot of the times I come out here and I want to make sure, win or lose, they never want to fight me again. And I think that he doesn't want to fight me again.
Congratulations, still undefeated. One more time, Alex Easy Polizzi. All right, folks, due to that cut on Jordan Seufzer's head, the doc is in back. He's going to have to do some work on Jordan, so the intermission we had after the next fight we are going to take right now so the doc can take care of that fighter and make sure that he leaves here okay. So we will take a very short break.